Hey guys, so coming on tonight to do some UV resin. My daughter made these cute diamond little keychains. They're 5D diamond keychain pieces. So to ensure that the diamonds stay on, basically I'm going to put UV resin on them. They're double-sided, so we're going to do both sides with UV resin. So, we've got our UV light here plugged in. I'm going to make sure that they'll line up, hopefully, when I turn it on. And then, we're actually going to, everybody hold your breath, because we are going to try a new UV resin, a new brand that I've never used. And I know that's wild because I always stick with counterculture. But I wanted to try the Let's Resin, which is the brand of this lamp. So I wanted to try their UV resin just to see, comparatively so, because I haven't used anything other than counterculture DIY for the UV resin. So why not? So, I bought this off of Amazon. It's just a kit from them. Comes in. This one had 2 bottles with it. I'm sure it was on sale. I can't remember what I paid, but I'm sure it was on sale, y'all. Each one has a nozzle for it. So, we'll open only one because that's all we'll need. Now, I am going to put some finger cots on a few of my fingers just so that I don't get resin working with these smaller pieces, that I just don't get resin on me. And then, let's see, I want a couple different silicone brushes for myself. Okay. This is these 2 are brand new ones. I've not used them. It's part of a set though that I've used before. So finger cots, you'll see these come in some kits, and that's really where I got most of mine. I ordered a set of them early on, and I've hardly used them. So I would say, as long as you keep the ones from your set, then you probably have enough to get you for a while. And if you buy a whole pack, you'll have more than enough to get you through a while. So they just basically roll on. This one was already used, but I was able to save it, so I may use it on my thumb. I put it on my left thumb. I use both hands pretty back and forth together, so some things actually do better left-handed, oddly enough. So let's see here. This is not wanting to open. So, we're going to do that to break the seal and get that open. And there was no resin on that top because this has been sitting like this since I got it. So, it's all to the bottom. Oh, Watsy. Oh, yeah. Let's get that cord out of there. So, I'm going to go ahead and put them on my tray. I'm going to just peek and make sure I got you guys in a good spot. Sometimes when I set up, there's this like a little bit different where the camera lands, and so try to make sure y'all are in a good spot. So put them on my little tray that will slide right under, and then basically with UV resin, it is self-leveling. It's a lot thicker than like your 1-to-1 resin usually, unless you're doing a thicker 1-to-1. I typically work with a medium or a thin, so I'm not usually working with a very thick 1-to-1 with what I do, and basically it's just about getting it over every part of it. And I'll make sure with my paintbrushes to bring it fully to the edge, but right now I'm just working to get it in between the diamonds. When you add resin to these 5D diamonds, it does make them look flat, but it gives them like a super bright shine. So just be aware of that. It's going to change the look. And in this situation, it's fine. My youngest daughter, she's 9. Well, nearly 9.5. But, she's made a couple of these for friends who have a birthday party coming up. And it'll be just something that we throw in their little gift bag. It's just kind of a bonus. Obviously, I wouldn't recommend it for kids who would maybe put this in their mouth, because that would not be good. I do see a couple bubbles, so I'll watch those, see if they just kind of come up on their own. That was a big old bubble. I thought she missed a diamond there, but it's where the keyhole is, or the hole for the keychain. Oh, my dogs, they must see somebody walking. They get so jealous. My oldest has been walking them at night, but anytime they see somebody else out walking, they get so jealous. But there's a hole to put the keychain, of course, on here. And I'm not worried about filling it. If I accidentally fill it, I'll be able to drill that out really easily and put the hole back in. So if resin goes down in there and kind of fills that hole in, yeah, well, it's fine. Won't be the end of the world. And I'm trying to not go over so that it doesn't end up on my tray kind of thing. But if it does, I should, in theory, be able to get it off. Which is why I kind of start not so close to the edge, so that way if it decides to move and spread to the edge, then that's fine. And then if it doesn't, I can always add more. There's no rhyme or reason really with what I'm doing. Just making sure that it all fills in between those diamonds and that it connects itself, basically, because it's, again, it's self-leveling like it does with other resin, the 1-to-1. It's gonna self-level itself, so it's gonna level itself out. If you put too much, it's gonna overflow to the edges. If you don't put enough, of course it won't hit your edges, kind of thing. And definitely got some bubbles, and that's just fine. We'll go here in just a minute and get our ladder, and we'll try to pop those bubbles that are, and if I can't pop them with the ladder, then I'll try to pop them with a tool. Put the ladder right in the resin. Not a good idea. Whew. Definitely not a good idea. A little smelly, shall we say. You don't want to catch it on fire, because resin is a chemical, so you could catch it. But wasn't on long enough to catch it. This guy has some, trying to go down right here. This one has this bubble and I cannot get it to come up. I thought I grabbed a pretty small tool to get it, but maybe now that they're up off of there, out from between, there they go. Yay! They were in between the diamonds, so once I brought it to the surface, then the flame was able to hit it and get it. Hit it and get it. Let's bring those two up. Looks like there's 2 there and then 2 more under the surface. Goodness. Goodness gracious. Like, I'll get these and then I'll probably I'll cure them and find more, I'm sure, after I cure them. Once it's cured, though, those bubbles will be there. They are not going to go anywhere. Okay, I think before we get too wild with this, we are going to get this under the lamp and let that set up. So this is a Let's Resin lamp. It's a double light, so it's got both top and bottom lights. So it's getting the cure from both sides, which is a true game changer when you're working with UV resin. I definitely would tell you that that makes a huge, huge difference. So if you're wanting to explore UV resin, I would definitely tell you this lamp is the way to go. I have a counterculture DIY lamp, but it's only one side. They have upgraded their lamp, and apparently the upgraded one that they now sell is better than one of the originals, and it's not as strong, so it does take longer. I found with this one, 2 minutes typically works. Granted, I'm using the Let's Resin UV resin, so I don't know if, I'm not sure if it's going to take longer or be equivalent to the counterculture, so we'll just kind of have to play that by ear here and see. Of course, as y'all know, when we do UV resin, that 2 minutes is the longest. 2 minutes, it feels like, of my life. So I sit here and go, could we do something? But I don't want to start another craft because then I get caught up in making whatever that may be. And then we don't finish. Well, we finish this, but it turns into like an hour-long episode. So I'm trying to come on here and be efficient, but it drives me crazy to sit and wait. So you might be able to see, like, I got a few of the unfinished products here that you would have seen in the 1 tumbler series, and then I'll show some more in a little bit. Oh, I forgot that has a clover flower in it. Put it back. Okay. Oh yeah, these feel really good. So I have my one thumb that doesn't have a finger caught on, and it is as smooth as can be. It's still warm because it's cooling, of course, but wow, it did really good. I might need just a smidge more around his edges just to fill in a little bit, but honestly, he's pretty darn close. I wouldn't have to put another coat on that side. I might not. I might do. I don't know. Let's look at these ones. This one overflowed and took our diamonds off. Oh, lovely. Okay. Well, everything is fixable, y'all. Just gotta get creative, right? Let's see if this one. Oh no! This one too! Oh no, these are the 2 for the birthday parties. Okay. Well, this is why we didn't start another craft or another project. So, good news. A little X-Acto knife. It's a crooked X-Acto knife. Able to pop that right off. Let's see if I can figure out where this was supposed to go. If I can determine the beads, it might be fine. Oh, like none of them are making sense per se. Okay. And there's like a, okay, let's see. There's a little bit of a lip on it here. If I can get that off. Yep. Close enough. Okay. Let's see. I might just have to go steal her diamonds and fix it. I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to show you guys a little diamond painting. Let me get this at least off my... So this is why you don't want to go over the edge. This is a crooked X-Acto knife. And it's just really a good X-Acto knife. If you can, invest in a good X-Acto knife because it does help. Be careful though, super, super sharp. Alright, let's see here. She's still, oh, she told me that there was a piece in there. I was like, what? I'm working on a puzzle over here, guys. It's a 900 piece, not 900. I just looked at the number 9. I swear I'm not going crazy. Well, maybe a little. I am doing a 2,000 piece puzzle. A little bit insane. I know. Yes, I know. Alright. P's, 4s, and C's. Okay, so if you've never done diamond painting, it's a ton of fun. And I may have mentioned on here, it's a craft that I enjoy doing. So, we're going to do a little impromptu diamond painting. Let's put you up here because you're fine. So there's numbers on here. This one has numbers. This one has some numbers and letters. But basically they come in a kit and then they have the corresponding number that goes on there. So you have this little tool and you've got this little pink stuff. It's like a kind of like a putty that goes in the tool to help you pick up the diamonds. This backdrop here is sticky, so it allows you to pick the diamonds up and stick them on. Oh, there's my number 1. I was like, I lost the silver one and I couldn't figure out where it went, but guess what? So we're not going to need. Yay. Yay, yay. Okay. So we just need some more 9s. And if you do diamond painting, you get little trays like this to help you put them. These ones, the back side, are silver, but the side that you want up is, of course, the colored side. The shaped side, although once we put the resin on, it becomes flat. I know, contradicting, but it's all good. And I got an extra diamond. That's pretty close. Okay. And now I just pour that one little guy back in there. Yay! Saved the cupcake. These are cute. Like little pieces of resin. Like you could do little earrings. That would be fun. Okay. Don't get distracted. Don't get distracted. Oh, we're distracted. Let's put that one up there. Alright, so this one has some B's and some C's and some 4s. And basically it's kind of like paint by number. If you ever done like a paint by number one, that's kind of how this is. So if you're painting or coloring with your diamonds, your 3D diamond dots. And you notice I don't put that pink stuff in the tool all the time. Like there's plenty in here to keep tacking. So that's cool. I got way too many. I ended up only needing 2 because some of them had just shifted off their spots. Alright. And this kit came with like several different shapes. So that's why there's lots of extra diamonds. But typically all the diamond kits that I've gotten always have had extra diamonds. So I've never run out. And that's even with like having spilled some of my packs. Obviously, I tried to get as many as I can picked up. But if you were to buy a kit and you didn't get enough diamonds, you could probably contact the provider and they would issue those. I've gotten 90% of my kits off of Amazon. There's a zillion things out there. There's garden stake ones, there's all these keychain ones, there's full-on picture ones. I've done the, of course, full-on picture ones. But these are fun for a 9-year-old. Because her attention span is pretty short. And as you see, I mean, it takes time, but it's not like an excessive amount of time. And you have to somewhat focus. Oops. Knocking over my bottle of resin here. Somewhat focus, but not like overly. Okay. I don't even know if I told y'all. I am doing a puzzle. I know I told you I was doing a puzzle, but I don't know if I told you if it was how many pieces is what it is. Yeah, I'm tired. I didn't sleep very good last night. So my brain is like, but it's 2,000 pieces. And biggest puzzle I think I've ever done. So that's fine. I bought it for $2 this weekend. I'm very excited. So I'm working on it. My daughter had said, oh, there's this piece over here. And I was like, okay, she's just jabbering because she jabbers. And then I just saw it when I was over there. And I was like, oh, I better put that over with my actual puzzle so I don't lose it. Alright, I'm going to do the panda guy first, as you can see, because we were successful with him not going over. And I'm hoping that then if I leave those two for the last, that I'll be successful and not go over on them this time. So, you know, it's like little things that you do to try to adjust how you do it. I probably should be starting more in the center and then work my way to the edge. I don't know. I don't have like a true rhyme or reason. As you see, like I go kind of back and forth and I go around in a circle and I'm just making sure that it connects up and comes all together. Because it's going to pull itself there, but I keep thinking it's trying to run over here, but it's like a lip or an edge where they made it a little wider right there. It's throwing me off. Okay, let's start more in the middle with this one so we hopefully don't go over. It's trying to move around on me. Stop moving. This is why I wanted finger cots on, because I was like, I may have to hold one and I don't want to have it get messed up. I don't want to get resin all over me. I'd rather not tonight. I'd rather not do that. Okay. That's pretty close to good on it. Might need a little bit more up here. A bit more right there. This one jewel is trying to escape. I'm going to try to use my bottle and push that on. Okay, let's start here. Okay. And really squeezing it out, it's just all about consistent pressure. There's no real, what do I want to say, right or wrong way of doing that. I would just say trying to stay pretty consistent with anything. I know I've mentioned before on other videos, with anything, it's all about working with it and practicing. It's not a cheap endeavor to practice, obviously. This type of crafting is just not cheap. It's an expensive craft. So I would say that yes, that part sucks. If you're wanting to do it all on a budget, you're just probably not going to be able to. And so it's terrifying that you don't want to ruin it. But also, you can't fail and learn unless you try. So I think it's about trying and experimenting a little bit and being okay to fail. And from somebody who's somewhat of a perfectionist, you've heard it from me that it is okay to have mistakes because it is fixable. And I've said that all along. Every mistake is fixable. You just gotta get creative sometimes. And this was a perfect example. I think almost every video, if you've watched other ones of my videos, you've seen, I would say nearly every video I have something that I gotta get a little creative with. I gotta finagle this or finagle that and figure out how I'm gonna create it this way or that way. And I think that's just part of being an artist. So that's what I would tell you is, like, don't get discouraged. Keep trying. And just learn from what you do. And move forward. And be confident that you will be able to figure out the solution. Because I think that's the hard thing too. Like, if you're not feeling confident that you can get that solution figured out, you can feel frozen by that. But I don't know. It's not easy. And unfortunately, you know, I wish it could be a cheaper craft, but it's not. Diamond painting is kind of more cheap. Not like mega, but it definitely has its benefits, I would say. You can get a lot of kits. Oh goodness, y'all, I'm so sorry. I don't normally do that when I'm crafting, but I am so tired. You can get most diamond kits for under $10 or right around the $10 mark. I would say under $20. Unless of course you're gonna go with like some crazy massive big one. But most of the ones that are the average size are like $10 to $15. So yeah, it's not bad. Alright, let's see. Let's hope that, oh, hallelujah. I was a little nervous. As y'all saw, I was like, I'm gonna pick you up. This one went over. Huh. That one did something weird. Like, so this one, it really didn't go that over, truthfully. It sort of stuck, but it's fine. That one's fine. But this side, I'm missing a little bit, like right here, and I could see that when it was curing. I was pretty certain. I see what's happening. It's drawing it into where the hole is, so this one's going to have a hole drilled out. But then on this side, which is the first side that we did, this is all missing. And the only way that I could have missed that entire patch was that it probably, as it was curing, pulled into that hole. And that's why we had so much overage. So, lesson learned. This one, I think, tried to go over up here at the stem. But other than that, it looks pretty good. And there's a little bit here on this edge that I'm going to clean up and get a little bit more down on the edging. So we'll do that. Let's see about this side. And it's really about feel. Like, I can feel if the diamonds are pulled up or not, and that's what I'm feeling for. Like, if I can feel them raised up, then that's where I want to make sure I get those covered. Let's see this guy. he probably needs just a little edging too on this side just to get these edge diamonds. I was so fearful going over that I didn't get them very well. This side's probably okay, but I could do some edging. Okay. Enough talking about it. Let's just do it. Let's just get it in here. I'm sure that's what happened. I think also the way this ice cream cone sits, he sits a little bit lopsided, so he sits where that leveling out is going to go into that hole, and that's what happened. Now that one I just clearly had gone over or something. Now I am doing just a really small thin layer across the whole top just so that it can all be one level. I'm afraid if I don't, what will happen is I'll have a raised up edging where I had to fill in here. So that's just getting another coat all the way across so that we can make sure there's not some weird. And yes, I'm painting with the silicone brush, and it might create some lines, but then if I just do them sort of gently, then they'll come together and flatten itself out. Will self-level, my friends. Okay. So let's see, I want to get just a little bit up here, like it's not going to take much. Keeps trying to move on me. And I think I'm going to have to do the same thing here. It's like just putting the thinnest coat on the top. It's going to look liney right now, but then I'll come back through with my brush. Put a little bit more. I'll move that around with my brush. I had a bubble right there that didn't pop. So that's a little bummer. A little boogerish. I think the bear might be okay that I don't need to go full on. I'm trying to kind of fill that bubble in as much as we can. But when you fill in a bubble, you gotta make sure you let the air out of that bubble so that you just don't create a bubble within a bubble. It's probably still gonna be noticeable. I can tell that it's going to still be noticeable probably, especially for me as the artist. But at least it'll be more filled. Silicone brushes are your best friend. I'll tell you, because you can just clean these and then reuse them for the next project. I have loved them. There's certain things, I should make a list of like, if you're going to start resin, what are the like must-have tools? What are the must-have? And based on what resin you do too, because I mean, UV resin, you don't need the big mixing cups, but for 1-in-1, you do need the big mixing cups. With UV resin, it's nice to have the little mixing cups. With UV resin, you need a good light. Unless you're carrying in the sunlight. Some people do that where they just leave it out in the sunshine. And I guess if you have consistent sunshine, that would work, but I I don't want the patience because it has to be like hours out there. I want more instant gratification. So that's why you'll notice UV resin's always in a black bottle, because the chemical balance can't get hit with the light. I guess they must make it in a dark room. Oh, Ben, after this tutorial, I'm going to go get myself in bed. I know, I just did not sleep good last night. And then full day of work. But I knew tonight I needed to get the resin on them. And what better time than to hang out with my friends and do a little tutorial. Even though my friends aren't here in the room. You're not here, but that's okay. I'll forgive you this time. I'm being a little dramatic. No, but really, I do enjoy this, and normally I wouldn't yawn consistently. But I am exhausted. Here's my other one from my other tumbler that I did. That candle jar. It looks so cool. Of course, I didn't take the label off. I was in too big of a hurry. We were doing it, but yeah, pretty cool. I don't know what I'm going to use it for yet. It's got the snowflake lid. I'm going to have to do something textured on it and put a knob on it to make it all fancy. But that's one of those projects that just kind of comes and goes. I'll work on it here. I'll work on it there. It's not got a deadline or a final purpose yet. And that's okay. This one I might have to do a smidge more on just because it is bumpy. I was afraid of that, but I didn't have enough resin. This is also much better. Much, much better. So now we just gotta fix this side. Oh, I had a ton of glitter on it. I touched a ton of glitter somewhere. This one is done. He's done. He's gonna sit here probably a night or two, and then I'll put on his keychain. So this, though, I'm gonna work from the center, and I'm just gonna kind of go back and forth, doing a pretty thin layer, but making sure that my layers actually touch so that I can get this evened out, basically. Because, like a dork, I didn't get enough resin in there for it to all connect. And so what happened is all my little paintbrush streaks were still, not all of them, but a lot of them were still there. Only one good thing, I might would cry if that was the only thing I screwed up, but I had to still fix this one and its side, so it's not as depressing that I had to fix that one again. If I didn't have to fix this one on this side, I probably would have been like, are you kidding? I'm too tired. Okay. Hopefully my accent isn't too crazy for y'all tonight too, because when I'm tired, my accent can get really strong. I had a customer today actually ask me, they're like, your accent is so unique. They're like, I like it, but where are you from? I'm like, well, how much time you got? Because as y'all know, if you've hung out with me, and if you haven't, you need to go back and watch some of the earlier episodes. I'm kind of all over the place, so I definitely have a dialect that is very unique, and I tend to pick up like accents. My parents always would say when school was in session, my accent came out like none other. And then in the summer, when I was around adults who didn't have the accent, it would just kind of fade into the background. Okay, so a little bit of rubbing alcohol on a paper towel, and I'm just going to clean my brushes and the tips where I put that in UV resin. That way they're cleaned and can go back away. Squeaky, squeaky. That brush, I'm holding it, but then this I'm spinning all the way around, but it doesn't pull out, so that's good. Okay. It was just weird. I was like, why is that spinning? And then I would just wipe my finger cots, like nothing crazy. These are, I mean, a dime a dozen, really. They're not that expensive, so you could toss them if you feel like they need to be tossed, or if you feel like you want to save them for another round, just kind of roll them back up and there. I will say my chubby fingers get, they're not mint, and I don't think I have huge fingers, but resin always makes me self-conscious of my fingers. Why? I don't know why. I just feel like they're chubby fingers. So it cuts into them a little bit, is what I was going to say. They're not meant for bigger fingers. Maybe they make them bigger sizes. I don't know. I don't use them enough. I'm going to put them in my little ashtray that is not done because the bottom's still rough, but it's a little good holder, right? See? Look at this little trinket too. This little trinket dish, that would have been a good one to put it in. It's cute. It needs the bottom done as well. These are all ones, if you've watched previous episodes, you'll have seen them. Alright, they feel great. That one still has a little divot right there. Dang. Ah. It's like got a perfect spot to put my thumb. It's got a hole. Okay, it's gonna bug me if I don't fix that really quick. I'm gonna no, I gotta just do a whole nother layer. I was like, I'm gonna try to just do that spot, but I'm certain I'm just gonna make it worse if I do that. So this one's gonna be all nice and thick, because it will have like 4 coats over the top of it. But, like, if this doesn't work, this is my last one. See, now I want to cry. I'm like, I was so close. I got all my finger cots off. I jumped the gun. I jumped the gun. It's usually when I find something I gotta fix. Okay, I see a bubble. Possibly. Can't tell if it was on this layer or a layer below, which is what that one appears to be. So, and of course I cleaned my tools. You know, because why not? It's okay. It's really okay. Alright, we're going to pop that back in for 2 minutes. These will sit, and they're cured. But I always say they're not fully probably cured for 24 hours. And what I mean by that is you just want that resin to continue to set up. It's just one of those things. You just want it to continue to get hard and set fully up so that if you were to bump it, it wouldn't get dinged up like it would once it's cured up a little bit longer. So I would just make sure that you give it that full 24 hours, and then I'll drill out any holes. This one is nice. The hole is up here. Thank goodness. That's easy. I'll be able to add the keychain and voila. This one actually was just fine too. He doesn't need drilled out, so he'll be able to get a keychain. That ice cream cone where they put the hole is just like the worst spot ever. It's just really poor design. And truthfully, it's just somebody who's not thinking in a crafter's mind in that sense. Because truthfully, where they have that one, even if you didn't put UV resin on it, if you were to put it the way they would have you use it, because they don't talk about doing the UV resin, it's just something I do. And my daughter's like, if I do these, will you make sure to put UV resin on them so that they're good and they hold up? I'm like, of course, you know I will. But even where that hole is, if you didn't put the UV resin on, those diamonds would get rubbed by the chain or the key part, and it would rub those diamonds right on off. See, there's my accent. It rub it right on off, y'all. Goodness. See, get me on my soapbox. I'm tired, and I'm on my soapbox about the placement of this keychain hole. It's going to rub them diamonds right on off. Oh, goodness. Y'all are going to watch this one and go, what in the world was she doing that night? I'll probably do the same thing. I'll probably say the same thing. But yeah, so see, the hole is right here. So all these diamonds around that would have just come off from the keychain. So UV resin's the way to go to fix that. So because of that, we're going to have to drill that hole out so that we can thread the keychain part in. But that's easy. We'll do that with the Dremel. And there we have it. There it is. That one, that round did it. I don't feel any divot now. It all feels even. So, beautiful little keychain. They're actually relatively heavy. So, we'll pop on, and once these cure up for about 24 hours, I'll come back and we'll drill the hole out on that one, and we'll add the keychain pieces to it. And I hope you guys enjoy and have a wonderful night. I am going to go take a shower and get some good sleep, I hope. Fingers crossed. Alright? Y'all have a good one. Bye. Hey y'all. So, we be back. We be back with the finishing of these. So, these two are going to be really easy. They came with these keychain accessories. So, it's just going to be a matter of getting the piece in the hole for it, and then hooking this together, and voila, done. That one's ready to roll. This one, I think it will fit. I don't think I need to. Yeah, perfect. It's like I might have to drill the hole if that one wouldn't fit, but it fits. Make sure we put our little hook on. And these could be keychains, or like the kiddos put them on their backpacks kind of thing. They're cute. Okay, this one, because it's a little bit more complex, it needs to have that hole drilled out of it, because of course it hole did that placement was really funky. So, I have a Dremel tool, and basically we are going to take off this, which is the accessory that's needed. Of course I can't get, it's like, I need like 10 hands, okay? I need octopus hands at this point. Basically the accessory that holds a sander spool. I don't want that. I want the one for my drill bit. Ah. Okay. We're good. We're good. Promise. We're good. Let's see. That one is not going to hold it. That one should. Okay. So that in there. Put this guy back on. Crank it down so that it holds it in there. I was like, that's not hold. Okay, yep, it's not gonna come out. So, this has 3 speeds, and before I drill, I want to put something down. There it is. This cardboard piece. And we're just gonna put it down so that I can drill into the resin. We're going through a lot of layers, so kind of to be expected. I'm hoping, and I don't think it's going to be big enough yet. That's the biggest drill bit I have for this Dremel, and it's not going to be big enough to thread our chain through yet, so I kind of have to work it around to make that hole bigger. Let me not lose these pieces, so let me put them in there. Let me go back up here. So, and it's got 3 speeds, so that's why I did the 3 speed. I know it's weird when it goes in. Oh, well that's nice. I tested that and, whew, that's hot. Okay. That one clearly didn't tighten enough. So let's see. Tested it, but alrighty. Oh, that's still not. I'll try it. Might do the same thing. I knew it was coming out. I could feel it. I was like, I could see it. I could feel it. Okay. Well, let's see. Goodness gracious. My kids. I'm like, I came to do one short video. See, this thing doesn't fit in that one. So it has to go. That one's too big. This is the smaller of them. Let's say this should be a quick video, except we can't get our bit to stay. Okay, I think I might have got it. Fingers crossed. I think I got it. I'm seeing a lot of dust come out, so I think that we're close. So let's go ahead and try to see if we can get this chain in here. I was like, and then in the meantime, I've lost the chain that goes in there. Let's see. Oh, beautiful. Look how gross my hands are, though. Don't mind how gross they look. So, now we've got 3 really cute little keychain or backpack bedazzles, we're going to say. Okay, bedazzles. Look at them. Look at how cute these be. On the other side, sorry you're getting blinded, but that's the curse of resin sometimes. Look how pretty. And I'll say, because that was my first time using, you know, Let's Resin UV resin. I enjoyed it. I didn't see like a major difference. So we'll keep using it and seeing if we see anything else that maybe we like or don't like that's different. We'll keep testing it and see what happens. Hope you guys enjoyed this one. I hope you're having a good day, and we'll talk to you soon. Bye.